Okay, we got just a little book work to do here before we get started. Remember, we're trying to stay under $50 with all of our gear, and we are up to $43. Well, I'd like for you to think about buying a little plastic box that's probably going to cost you $2. And you ought to have you a pair of scissors, which would also cost you around $2. So we're up at $47 right now, which gives you $3 left to just go crazy with. And you've got everything you need to catch that one bass. Our next step, we are going outside. We are ready to get going right here. I would like to, before we get away today, I would like to just talk to you real quickly about tying your lure on your line, just like everything else. Keep it very simple. I'm going to show you the knot that I use and have used all my life. And it's kind of a very simple little knot. It's just a clinch knot. There ain't anything to it. I go through the eye of the lure with my line and I wrap it. Actually, when I'm using monofilament, I wrap it 4 times, possibly 5. And then I go up through the knot to the loop, pardon me, up through the loop and back through the back loop. That's man, there ain't anything to that. I always wet this. If I'm on the water now and I've tied this with monofilament, I just rake it across my lips and make sure that it's good and wet, where when I pull on it, everything will really slide in place. And I'm telling you, that knot will do you forever and ever. And here's something else to think about. This rod tip will save you from ever breaking your line. I've been fishing forever. I've been bass fishing forever. I broke my line a time or two, but most of the time when you break your line, you do just that. You broke your line. The fish didn't. When you're fishing with your rod tip out in front of your face, make sure that it doesn't get too low when you're landing the fish, especially a good fish, because if you get line directly to the fish, he's going to break your line. If you pull it up this way, keep it above your eyes, and make that fish bend the rod, look at how there is so much give that you can make mistakes and your rod will bail you out. Use your rod. It's not just to cast with. It's to do things like I just told you. And again, it's all a matter of feeling what's going on and getting accustomed. You ought to take this rod, you ought to sleep with it, and you ought to take it to work. There'll probably be some other people that will complain about that, but that's all right. My point is, man, get zeroed in on that rod and you'll be so much ahead of the game.